Hello there. In this video we are going to make 5 HTML, CSS and JavaScript fun projects. So without any delay, let's jump to our first project. The first project is nothing but a to-dos app. So what this app does, when we write something in the bar and the water, let's say anything, and when we press enter, that gets added up here into the bottom list. Okay, let's add something else, the fish, and it is getting added up here, and when we click on this, it gets deleted. So this is our first project. Without any delay, let's get started. I have opened my folder, open with code, and create a file in text.html, and in here let's input the code, or let's print the boilerplate. Why it is not getting printed? I think my emmet is not working fine. Why? Okay, now it's up here. To do app, let's create a main element and create a header, and in header we will have h1, but that would be to do app, and there will be an order list, and in the list let's create an anchor tag with to-dos and another anchor tag with completed. Basically I'm doing this because I thought that I will create another page in which our completed tasks, which are getting deleted up here, okay, the tasks which are getting deleted up here will be added up into this section, but I will not create that, maybe in some other video. Let's see, where have we reached? So here we are. Let's style this. Let's create a CSS file, link CSS. Let's just create this file from here. First of all, we have to import our Roboto font, which we are using up here. Let me import that from Google Fonts. I have imported the font. You can do the same by going to the Google Fonts site. Let's add universal style, box sizing, border box, and to do text decoration none, and list style none. That's it for the universal selector. To the body selector, let's add styling, font family, Roboto. The same we are fetching up from here, Roboto. Okay, and display will be flex because we want to make it to the center. Okay, display flex, justify content center, and when we save that, you can see that it is up here, right? Good. Let's add color white and background color. This is the same color I copied from that site. Let's see, where are we? We are good. So now we have to style our width 50%, main basically. Okay, nope, not 50%, 40% is good. And we have to give display flex to our header so the elements could move from here to there. Display flex, justify content space between. Okay, align items center so the elements could be centered vertically. Good. Now we have to make them like this. Let's add some styling. Header ul display flex. Okay, and gap of 0.25 em. Okay, and header ULLIA. Okay, background color will be white, and color will be the same of the body. Okay, padding will be 0.5 em from the top bottom and 1 em from the left right, and border radius will be 5 pixels. Let's just see. Good, our buttons are looking fine. Okay, now we just have to add an HR. When we add that HR, that is added up here. Now we have to make a form which will be up here and take the input. Let's create that form. We don't need basically action. Okay, we have to give class form, you can say, and here we will have input of type text. Yep, that looks fine. Okay, we have to style this a bit. Let's style that to the dot form input width 100%, outline none, border none, and padding, oh my god, padding 0.5 em, and font size 18 pixels. Let's see what just happened. Now that looks fine. That is great. That is looking almost same. Okay, so what we want basically up here, we have to just take this input, and on the press of enter we want to print that up here. That's it. So we have to create a list up here. Let's add that from HTML. Li, and give it a class of to-dos. Good. Let's add something so we could style it. Basically you can see it's nothing. So by picking this up from the CSS, we can style that dot to-dos. Its padding will be 0 basically, because by default it takes padding from up here. As you can see, it just moved back. We want that too. Dot to-dos li padding will be 0.5 em, and background will be white, but not pure white, the white with a lighter add. That's what we want. So we have to add just padding 0.5 em and 1 em. Nope, I think 1 em will be good padding. 1 em. Okay, that looks fine. That looks the same we are adding up here. Okay, when you start adding the elements like this, it will make this beautiful style, but we need to add a bit margin bottom to the li. Margin bottom 0.25 em. And if you go up here, now that looks fine. Okay, just cursor pointer so we could feel like that it is touchable. Okay, now it is cursor pointer. Now it's good. Now just delete this. We could just see that. Okay, we can see just one. Our task is now is that when we input something, we have to take that input and print it up here. That's it. Let's go to the JavaScript functionality. I am adding the functionality up here because the functionality is not too much. That's why. Okay, but not just do that. Just do that on somewhere else. So we will able to do it like good. Script.js. Follow the link, create the file, save the HTML, and let's access our form first. Document dot const form is equal to document dot query selector dot form with the same class which we gave up here. Dot form, we are accessing this form. Dot form. Okay, we have to access some and other dot input is equal to document dot get element by id, and we will give id up here to the input, id task. Okay, and get element by id task, that's right. Now what we have to do, we have to um, get it this input when we press enter. Okay, the enter is a submit event on the form, so we will first of all we will make form dot add event listener what submit. When any user press enter while entering something, and what you have to do, you have to do this function. Okay, first of all e dot prevent, let's pass that event that is being done. We're going to pass that into the function e dot prevent default, so it will not reload the site. As you can see, when we enter something into this and press enter, it reloads the site. You'll see up here that it reloads the site, right? We don't want that, we want to prevent that event. Okay, so while doing this prevent default, it will not reload that. Okay, as you can see, it is not reloading. Okay, now what we want to get that value and push that value to the local storage. We will use local storage up here. Okay, so we have to create a function that will get the local storage. Let's make that function get to dos. Okay, the function name will be get to dos, and what it will do, it will do if local storage dot get item to dos, if there is something in the local storage already stored. For example, we create some elements and store them in the local storage, then it should get these first. Okay, then we want to push this again into this array. Okay, this is the array, we want to push that, but before pushing that we have to get this. So we are getting this from local storage and pushing this, and then again setting this to the local storage. Okay, we are getting it up here. If local storage dot get item, you may get confused. Let's create an element, let to dos array equal to local storage dot get item to dos. If there is something in the local storage, then store that up here. Okay, now we are setting a condition if this value is null. If there is nothing in the local storage, then it returns null. So if to dos array is equal to null, then return an empty array. Okay, we want an empty array, else it means there was something in the local storage. So return json.parse to dos array. Okay, we are saying to the get to dos function, if there is something in the local storage, store that in this. Okay, if that is null, it means there is nothing in the local storage, then return us an array so we could push our stuff. And if there is something in the local storage, then pass that and give that to us. Okay, we are good. Now what we will do, when the user submit, click on the submit, we will take that input and push that in this array. But before pushing, we need to get that array. We'll create let array equal to get to dos. Okay, it will return us an array. We'll push that array dot push what input this element dot value. Okay, push that value and log that array. Now we are just seeing that it is working or not. let's call inspect, and from here open our console, remove this, and when we enter that, it is adding. And when we doing something like this, as you can see, it is pushing that, but it is not appending because we are always getting that new array, so it means it's working. So what we want to do, we want to push that array, or push the input into the array, and we want to set this array to the local storage, and we'll create another function, set to dos. What this function will do, set to dos, it will take an array, okay, and what it will do, it will local storage dot set item, what to do's the same we are getting up here, you have to keep these names same, to do's, and this array which we will get from here, this same array, okay, we'll pass that array. Let's just pass that array into the set to do's. But we have to pass an array, and we are passing this array, okay, this array up here, this is going up here, and this is setting up into the this, but we have to stringify this first, because there is an array, we have to convert it to the string, because local storage can store only string. Okay, our work is done. After that, we just want to log what local storage, so we could see what is getting stored. Let's just delete that, add something, and enter local storage. We have to do SADFA, and I add my name, enter. As you can see, it is appending there, okay, enter, it is getting appended up into the local storage. We are good. Now we just have to get that from the local storage and print that. That's it. We are setting the local storage from this function and getting the array from the local storage. Now we just have to print that. Okay, after that we can call a function print to do's, okay, print to do's. Let's create a function print to do's, and what this function will do, it will create an array, and it will get that array from this to do app. It will return our array, and it will loop from all those to do's to do equal to, but before that we have to create a string which will be empty first, okay, and that string will be getting appended, okay, plus equal to, okay, to the element which we are just creating. But to create that, we have to put that in backticks li, and the internal content will be this to do's. Okay, these elements are getting created, and we want them to be printed up into this, okay. So we have to get this first, get this ul list, and we have saved it as class to do's. Let's copy this and get the same element. Let to do's, you may think that why I'm setting is to do's let, why I'm not making it const, because I have to edit this again and again, and you can't change the const. That's why I took them both as a constant, and I have to edit this. We will delete, we will add list items, so we have to take this at let or where, okay. Document dot query selector dot to do's, and we get that DOM element in up here. We have to push that string to this. That's it. When all the array elements will become list items, we will append that if string is not equal to empty string, okay. What we have to do, we have to append to do's dot inner html is equal to string, That's it. Else to-dos dot inner html is equal to empty string. Okay, for example, if there is nothing in the string, then make this empty. Okay, now we are good up here. Now we just have to add something and enter. Why the hell that is not getting added? Oh man, we did not call that up here. Print array, print to-dos, print to-dos. We have to call that first. And when we enter something, okay, as you can see, we are getting, and when we write something else, it is getting added up here. Okay, now we have to reset this form after entering. So we can do up here form dot reset. So reset. So this form will be resetted after these steps. Okay, when we add that, this is getting added, but the problem is when you refresh that, you'll have nothing. But when you add something, then this list is showing up. Do we want that? Nope, we don't basically want that. But we want that it will always appear. So we will call this function when the script is getting loaded, print to-dos. Okay, even you refresh that, it will be up here. That's it. Looks fine. When you add, it is getting added up here. So what we want, the last functionality, when we click on something, that item should be getting deleted. Okay, let's add that functionality too. We have to add that functionality to the every list item. So we have to call a function on click up here, and we will add that function delete to do. We have to pass here id of the same list item on which we are clicking. So we will create an id up here. So how we will detect the id? We will get the id from the index of the item. As for each function, provide us an index too. So we will get that index up here, index, and we'll pass this index up here. So every element will have an id of the same index. Okay, for example, if the index of the element is 2, then the id will be 2, right? And we will pass that id into this dot id. We can pass that into the delete to do function, and we'll create this function delete to do, and it will delete the item. Let's create a delete to do function. Delete to do function. As you can see, function delete to do, it is recommending me because it thinks that there should be a function. Okay, what are we getting up here? We are getting id up here from there. First of all, we will have to get that array, same array which is stored in the local storage. And how we will get that? We will get that from here, get to do's. We'll just call this and it will return us an array. That is the benefit of making functions. Array is equal to get to do's, and it will return us an array. Okay, now this is a real array. We just want to delete that, and delete an element from this array. Array dot splice is a function by which you can delete one element or more than one element you want to. It takes two parameters. The start number, as you can see up here, the start number will be the index. Okay, and that index is coming up here from this id, and this id is coming up here from this index. Looks good, right? This index is up here, and this id is, index is getting up here, and we are getting accessing this index up here. So from this index, only one element. Okay, only one element should be deleted. Okay, now that array is deleted, we have to set that, and to set that, we just have to call this set to do's function, and we'll call that set to do's, and we just have to pass that array which we just made new array after splicing, and we have to call print to do's array after that. That's it. The 4 lines of code and our item is deleted. Let's add here event listener. Okay, as you can see up here, and when I click, it is getting deleted. Do. That's good. That's fine, right? Our app is completed. Boom. When you add something like roof and you press enter, it is getting up here. How? It is calling the function getToDos and pushing the value from here to that array and setting the element by calling this function setToDos, and this is getting set it in the local storage. And after that we are calling the print function, print to do's, and it will print the values which are stored in the local storage here. That's it. So when we click something on some element, it will pass the id and it will splice that array and it will delete that item. Boom, the first app is done. And without any delay, let's move to the second app. So in the second project, we are going to make this testimonial page. You can say, as you can see, that after every 5 seconds, the progress bar is going up, and then it just completed. The inner content is changed, and everything is changed. You may have seen our reviews in many website sections. You can use that up there. I'm trying to be real here, so I'll focus most on JavaScript. Without any delay, let's get started. I have opened my VS Code with 4 images which I will use and one HTML file. Let's add our main element without any delay. And in main element, what we will have first of all dot progress bar, and that will be the this bar that is getting progressed. And after that we will have our dot text. You can say the same text, let's say lorem 50 first. This is for test only. And dot user, our user will be up here, this user, and in this user we will have two things, dot user image. Okay, and user image, we will have image with the source of 1.jpg. Okay, and after that dot user details, and in user details we will have h4, and that let's just say Jon Snow and what his position, its position is cool man, cool man. Okay, that's our stuff. Where is let's just go live. Our universal style is done. Now we have to add styling to the body and display flags and justify content center, align item center. And I'm going to give you a trick up here which you may have missed a lot. Background color royal blue. I think so, you may have missed a lot. But before that, let's give styling to the image so it will not take the full size of it with 100%, height 100%. So it will take the parent width and height, which is dot user image. Okay, and object fit cover, now it's smaller than that and there is no overflow. But before that, let me main width 50%. Okay, as you can see that our content is up there. Even I added align item center. Why it is not in the center, right, vertically? So the reason is, to do anything vertically assigned, you have to fix the height of the box to which you are giving display flex. So basically we are giving display flex to the body and we have not assigned height to it. As we will assign height, it will be in center. Boom. Is not that a trick? That is a trick, I think so. Okay, here pad, let's add padding to en, border radius of 10 pixels, and box shadow of 10 pixels from every side, and but the color will be white. Boom, that looks fine. Our testimonial, we have to add color white, and here we have to add font family. I would like to give this font family. Now it is looking fine. We have to design progress bar right now, because as you can see up here there is a progress bar. First of all, we have to design that. Dot progress bar, the class I gave to the progress bar. Here, as you can see, dot progress bar at the top, we are picking this up, and we have to give its width 100%, height will be 3 pixels, and background color will be white. Boom, the progress bar is up here, but the only problem that we are getting is that it is not animated. Okay, let's create animation. What's the comment? Okay, animation at the rate keyframes identifier will be progress, and we just have to give one property. Okay, 0%. At 0%, its width should be 0. That's it. That's it. At 0%, the width should be 0, and it will detect where I have to go to from this property. That what is basically the property? The property is width 100%. So when we are giving at 0% width 0, it will try to go from here to 100% here. We don't have to add 100% with 100%. Okay, it will automatically take that. We just have to add animation property up here. Name of the animation progress, and in 5 seconds I am giving, we can increase this time, linear and infinite. Now as you can see that it is getting animated. Boom. Okay, after 5 seconds it is again returning to this. Good, we are good to go. Now we just have to add display grid in the main block, so we could give the gap 1 EM. Okay, now it is, the gap is looking good. Let's style our testimonial section. Testimonial dot text, line height will be 2, and it will get a bit gap. Now we have to decrease the size of this. Let's go to the user and give its display flex. It will be like this. The contact is up here, content. Decrease the size of this. Dot user image width 50 pixels and height 50 pixels. Oh, sorry, 50 pixels. And border radius 50%, so it will make a circle, and we will do overflow hidden. Overflow hidden, so the image will be rounded. Okay, that looks fine. Border 3 pixels, solid white, and give gap in both of them 0.75 EM. Boom, that looks fine. Does that? Of course that does. But we have to add align item center too. Align items center, so they are centered. Okay, it is in the center right now. Now that looks really fine. We just have to change the content. That's it. Now we just have to change the content, inner content. Now let's move to the JavaScript. Let's move to the JavaScript and create file. And we have to add users first. Let's add our users. So I have made these users. Basically these are 3 objects which will be switching here. So the first user is name, position, photo, text. Every user has these 4 properties: name, position, user, and photo and text. That's it. And we'll just change it after every 5 seconds. To do that, first of all we have to get this in the JavaScript this and this. To get this, let make a constant text, user text. We can say user text is equal to document dot query selector dot text. We get the text, and let's get the username. Username is equal to document dot query selector. As we have made the class user details, okay, we have made the class user details, and we want to get this h4. Okay, but we can do to the user details h4 that belongs to the user details, get that h4. It will get that first h4, and we will do the same for user position. The position user user details, and here we'll say p, the paragraph tag that is up here, right? Why can't we make it like small? As you can see, it looks now fine. We will get that small element that belongs to the user details, so it will get our this element small that belongs to the user details. Okay, we are fine. Now we have to get only image. User image is equal to document dot query selector dot user image, and belongs to the image that belongs to user image. Okay, and we are getting this up here. I don't think so that you have ever used like this. You can use you can select the elements like this too. This is called DOM manipulation. We have selected 4 items. Now we just have to create a function, but before creating a function we have to create an id variable, which will be 0 first, so it will go from the 0 index and to the end index. Let's create a function that is change user, and what will it will do, it will we will create a constant in this, and we will get these 4 properties first. How we can get that? This is a ES6 method which was introduced in ES6. Name, position, and photo and text, and you can get that from any object by just giving the property names up here and putting them equal to the object. As we have object in this array, so we are giving users, and in that index will be our 0. That index will come up here, and it will assign this object to this, and from this object we are getting each property, name, position, photo, text, and saving it up here. Now we don't need to access like this anymore. Users idx dot name, okay, and dot position. We don't need to do that. Okay, as you can see, it is accessing that, but this is a tough way. We don't need to do that. We just created a constant in which our 4 variables are stored. We can use them. This is the ES6 method. You can go and research on it, so you could basically use that. That is a good way of using things. Okay, now we just have to change this after every 5 seconds. Okay, user text. Let me just create a set interval so you could get better understanding. Change user after every 5 seconds. After every 5 seconds, this will be called. This will go up here, and it will select the first element. First of all, it will select the first element, and it will change everything from the DOM to these. You can say to these content. Okay, user image. First of all, we'll change user text is equal to, or user text dot inner HTML basically is equal to text. As you can see, this is selected right now. We just use that, and this is selected. This is a benefit of making this. We don't have to write too much code. User name dot inner HTML is equal to name. Okay, user position dot inner HTML is equal to position. Now what we have to do, user image dot source, because image has a source node inner HTML basically, that's why we'll do that, dot photo, and that is changed. Now we just have to add increase our ID number. So first after 5 seconds it will be up here, and then 5 seconds, after 5 seconds it will be up here, then after 5 seconds it will be up here, after 5 seconds it will try to go up. We have to control that. So we'll say if ID is greater than users dot length minus 1, then do what, then make ID is equal to 0. If it is trying to get away from this, like these are 3 elements, so if it tries to go from there to 4, we will make it again to 0. Now as you can see, I think so that should work. Okay, that is working fine. As you can see, it's increasing and decreasing. You can just add the objects up here and it will start doing the work again, dot 3, and instead of that let's add dot 4. Now we just have to increase the objects and it will do automatically. Third and the fourth, boom boom boom, and that's it. As you can see, it's working fine and you can make this beautiful stuff. In this project we are going to make this fun stuff. So when you double click on the card, likes increases and you can see a beautiful effect up here that rises from the behind. You can even use a heart if you want to, then that will look also beautiful. Okay, so without any delay, let's get started and start our project. I have opened my, for example, let's just delete this. Let's create a file index.html, and here add the emit, and here double click the title, and here is dot count, let's say h3 I'm using, and double click to like, and here I'm using p, and in p I have span with ID of likes. Okay, and here we have count, nope, likes we can write, and the box which is up here, this is a div dot heart. Good, that's it for the HTML. Let's add our CSS, link our CSS by clicking up here, link, create the file, and here let's just save this HTML. Universal selector, box sizing border, we don't need to basically do anything. Body, background color red. First of all, I always do like this, and when I select some color like this and I see that is it good, we did not make it go live. Let's live this. Okay, that is looking fine. You can say let's shade that a bit down. Yeah, that looks fine. Now we have to add color white. Okay, now we have to add display flags direction column, and gap of 1 em, and align items center, justify content center, but as of the previous video we have to add height 2, otherwise it will not be in the vertical center. It's up here, it looks fine. Now we just have to add the styling of font family. Font family will be Times New Roman. Where is that? There it is. Good. Okay, now we have to add 0 up here, so we could see how much likes. Do we have 0 likes? Okay. Now we have to, what I would like to do, I would like to increase the font of likes, hashtag likes, font size 30 pixels. Yep, that looks fine. Now we have to add styling to the card. Dot heart. Display flex. Nope. Just width 400 pixels and height 400 pixels. Box shadow 00 10 pixels and white. Oh, boom, that looks fine. So the only thing that is remaining, when we double click on this, we want that beautiful effect and we want this to increase. That's it. Let's go to our JavaScript. I like to create it up here. Script with source script.js. Go to that file, follow link, create the file, and save the HTML. Here, let's get const heart is equal to not heart box equal to document dot query selector. What is that? Dot heart is a class. Now as this is selected, now we just have to select that id with this id element so we could increase the likes. Const likes likes equal to document dot get element by id, and that is likes. Since these are both added, now we have to add event listener heart box dot add event listener double click. Okay, we want that effect on the double click, passing as an arrow function and passing that event. Okay, let's just test that if that is working. Log e, nope, e the event, inspect console, close it up, double click. Okay, that is working fine, that is working fine, that is working fine. Now what we want that when it is double clicked, we want to create an element. Okay, the element would be let heart is equal to document dot create element, and what that is span. Okay, and here we would like to add class list heart dot class list dot add. Which class do we want to add? We want to add heart like heart. We can add that. Now we have to design this. We will copy this up here, so we will design this up here, because when the like we appear, how it should look like. Let's just give a width of 10 pixels, let's say. Basically we don't need to, I think. Do we need to? Nope, we do need to. Width 10 pixel and height 10 pixels, and background color will be white. Let's just see. Heart box dot append child. Well, that is span. Oh nope, that is not span, that is a heart. Okay, on double click it is not doing that. Heart, am I making some error? Nope, I am not. Don't like heart. Let's just go here, give position absolute to this, and let's just give stop 0 and left 0. Okay, as you can see, when we click, it is created up here. Reload that, there is nothing. When we click, a small dot is creating up and getting created up here. Do we want that up here? Nope, we don't want. We want wherever we click, that should be up there. So how to get that? The JavaScript provide us the position where we just click. Okay, how we can get that? When we inspect console, so when we click, it will provide us an event, and it has two properties, client X and client Y. Where the hell is that? Client X, client Y. These are the two properties. We can use these to get the point on the same place where we are clicking. How to get that? So let's just heart dot style dot top. Top will be nope, top will be equal to backticks dollar, because we are going to use e dot client x. Nope, no, from the top y, and from the left x left. Okay, now it is creating the dots on the same place where we are clicking them, right? But we have to hide them too, so we will add a function heart dot set time out after 100 millisecond or 1 second, heart dot remove. Okay, you have to do this. As you can see, after 1 second it will be removed. Boom, we are good to go. Now we just have to add the animation. To add animation, we have to come up here and we have to give create an keyframes. To keyframe, we have to give it name to, we can say just from to. We don't need to from because the from will be taken from here. To scale, we can give scale 10, I think. Okay, but here the scale will be first of all 0, and when we will add animation anima, that is coming up from here, and 1 second linear. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, that looks fine, but do we want that? Nope, we want to make its opacity 0 too. Okay, so when it is increased, its opacity should be 0. Good, that's what we want. But the problem is that it is getting overflowed. We can add hard overflow hidden, and now the only thing that is remaining is here, 0 likes. We have to increase that. So what we will do, before starting the function, we will have a likes variable is equal to 0, and its likes, its inner HTML will be increased on every click. Okay, likes dot inner HTML, likes, nope, likes number, we can say likes dot inner HTML is equal to plus likes number. Boom. Okay, as you can see, we are getting click on double click. We are doing the same thing as we did in our project. The animation is a bit slow than this because the time is less up here. As you can see here, the timing is 1 second. We can even decrease that 0.5 second, so it could become faster. Now it's faster, but basically that does not look so good. Let's do it 0.8 seconds. That looks fine. Boom, this is the project, so let's jump to the next one. I apologize for making only 3 projects and not completing 5, because my date sheet has been arrived when I started this video. I didn't even knew, but now in the middle of these projects, our date sheet has been arrived, so I have to prepare for exams and I will be unable also. I hope nobody will mind. Basically nobody don't watch me too much, but I'm just doing apologize if anybody thinks that he told in the beginning of making 5 projects and he's doing 3. The reason is I can't. I'm really sorry about that. If you feel